G'day guys, Smith City here for Smith City Product Reviews. If you just saw my last review, just uploaded just then. That was probably about 6 weeks ago. I've had bronchitis for about 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Got better for about 3-4 days. Got caught out in the rain again at work. And I've subsequently fallen back into an illness. Went to the William Anglis Hospital last night. Got there at 6. I didn't get seen until midnight. I'll let you know my experience of the hospital. Now, I've been there. It's a local hospital where I live, and I've been there plenty of times, whether it be with my ex-wife, with some of her illnesses, some of my illnesses along the way, and I've really been never really happy with how things have ever gone when you go there. But last night, went there, there was 2 people in front of me at triage, sat down, triage, said what was going on for me. The woman there was lovely. She put one of the hospital grade masks. Well, she didn't put it on me, but she gave it to me to put it on me, which I did. That alone, healthcare workers should get double their wage, because I was just sitting there, obviously unwell, but just sitting there for 5 hours, not moving around, not doing work, and it digs into your ears. The metal bar that's in there pushes on your nose and makes you like Klay Thompson from the Golden State Warriors, and it's not a fun experience. So just that alone is a tough job, let alone the stuff that nurses and doctors put up with at hospitals. But I digress. So did that, sat down with my lovely friend Taz, who was there to support me, and waited there for probably about 40 minutes before I got called up to do my details. Lovely woman by the name of Janine, I think her name was there. She took my details, and just before I got up, I just said, look, I know sometimes this job may feel like a thankless job, and it can be quite stressful. Obviously, I've worked in the youth work field, and the stuff that you probably deal with on a day-to-day basis with people being impatient and rude and disrespectful and stuff like that. I said, if you haven't been told today, you are doing a good job, and that obviously put a smile on her face. So anyway, I sit down, wait for about 4.5 hours, 5 hours, finally get seen. They've ruled out pneumonia, which is what I started to think it could be. I've been working out in the elements and getting saturated, and then unless I'm stripping off and driving home naked, which I wouldn't be opposed to. Maybe the cops not wanting that if they pull me over, or walking into a 7-Eleven to get a coffee Starkers. But yeah, so that's probably where I've been at. Obviously stressed with my business, stress within my life and stuff like that probably hasn't helped me getting better. Obviously being unwell, and then everything else, just compiling those things. But so I got seen, no pneumonia, had an x-ray, the lungs looked all right. I've got two days, I've got an RDO on Monday, so I got a certificate for today. I got a certificate for Tuesday, so that'll give me 5 days to sort of just not do any physical demanding stuff that's going to tax me and not make me better or make me worse. And so anyway, just thought I'd jump on and do a quick, well, it's not really quick, it's 5 minutes, but I'll try to keep it under 10. A bit of a chit chat about my time last night at Anglis. The guy who saw me, Sam, he was absolutely lovely. Before I do this, I just want to tell you a very weird story. So I'm sitting there just on the hospital chair once I'm finally getting seen. Doctor hadn't been to see me yet. Or no, he had, and he was going out to do something and coming back. Anyway, the sound of like something hitting a corkboard instantly happened, and the backing of my earring, all right, backing of my earring just fell and hit the ground. But the stud just disappeared. Vanished. So me and Taz are trying to find it, and I'm like, okay, well, won't be too much longer here. I've got like a spare like fake spacer that I might just chuck in, and I'll get another one. That's fine. I go back to sit on the seat, and this. So I'll pull it out just to show you. So that just drops. That just drops on the floor. Find that. That's fine. This was on the headrest, punctured into the headrest. Now, how does that actually even happen? So for that to have happened, this would have had to have fallen out, because it's not going to go through. It's not going to go all the way through to then go like that. So it's fallen out. How did it end up above my head on the headrest behind? I don't know. I do not know. It was freaky. It was like I don't know. It's like a supernatural thing. I'm just like trying to work out how it actually happened. And even if I tried it 3,000 times over, it would not happen again. It was so random. Anyway, onto the E-chamber spacer Le Petite, anti-static Le Petite spacer. So I'm not going to read ingredients, not going to read the instructions. So the Ventolin has got another 197 clicks in it. So you take that out, twist that. I like to make sure. I used to have these growing up. So you've got that little slit there. I try to make that as best as possible. I don't think that does anything. It's just a bit of I wouldn't say OCD, because people struggle with OCD, and it's not that, but more aesthetics than anything. And yeah, I used to have childhood asthma. Dad used to smoke 5-6 packets of cigarettes a day in his Nissan Bluebird, and funnily enough, that my asthma went away as an adult. Obviously moving away from that. So you slot that in, and then you push down. So what it says is to push down, breathe in and out like you normally would 3 to 4 times, and then maybe press down 3 to 4 times and repeat the same process. That's what I'm going to do now. So I'm going to push it in again. And one more. Now, I was given a script for some cough medicine that has codeine in it. I obviously, I was told that there was a 24-hour chemist at Knox City. The one I thought was the Chemist Warehouse. I drove to it. It was obviously closed. I was like, I can't be bothered just looking on my phone trying to find where it is and whatever. I'd rather go home and go to sleep. So I haven't filled that in yet. A lot of my phlegm has like this sort of like, I wouldn't say chemically, sort of, it has like this sort of like cleaning product type taste or smell to it. I've been coughing non-stop to the point where my chest, hips and lower back are excruciating. I've been managing bringing down my temperature and stuff with Advil because I'm allergic to paracetamol. But I was getting hot and cold flushes. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on and share my actually good experience at the Anglis, because yeah, I've had a fair few average ones, and obviously wait time not great, 5 hours, but at the same time, even before COVID and all that jazz, a lot of the times at the Anglis you'd be waiting 3 to 4 to 5 hours anyway. One thing I don't ever want to judge anybody or anything like that, because that's not me. And like, you can just see how a couple of wrong turns in someone's life can push them into bad decisions that then turn into habits, that then turn into behaviors and someone's life. Something I did notice last night, there's no one coming in for like, or that I'd see, because normally you'd go into the emergency and you'd see people either coming down off drugs, or people on drugs, or down and out people that are drug addicts, that are either there to try to like, to get like pain management medication like codeine and endone and et cetera, where they might be just lurking around, making people feel uncomfortable in the waiting room, that sort of stuff. And like, there was none of that last night, which I found, and maybe that was just the night that, it didn't happen. It's not to say that there isn't still that stuff going on, but it was just something that I noticed. And I suppose, obviously, I review beers on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, but if you are someone who's battling addiction, just know that there is support and help out there for you guys. And there's no shame in wanting to seek help and to get yourself out of those behaviors and habits. And understand, like, I am a PT with that deals with human behavior around binge eating and that sort of stuff, and it's the same thing. Like, you're looking for the quick fix that gave you some feelings and emotions and like euphoria and or like numbness or an escape or whatever. But once is never enough, and circumstances happen within that where they're your only coping mechanisms, and then also add to the addiction of the drug itself. But if you allow yourself to continue to attach yourself to your habits with shame, guilt and embarrassment, well, then you can't progress out of that. If you own what you've gone through and stop playing that victim card, which is hard. Like, I've been abused growing up, and to get out of that victim mindset and say that you're a survivor and allow yourself to feel all those things, and not push them away and just proceed through them, as painful as that is, it is hard, but just know that there is support and help out there for you all. Anyway, I'm going to cut it at 15 minutes. Catch you on the next.